Good morning, everyone. I'm Charmaine Robles, and today I'm going to report synchronous versus asynchronous learning. Learning can occur in or out of the classroom. It can be self-paced, or what we call the synchronous learning, or it may be instructor-led, or what we call the synchronous learning. It is suited to distance learning and in conjunction with face-to-face teaching, which is termed blended learning. Virtual classrooms can be used by learners and educators in homes, school, businesses, and other settings for effective online collaboration. Okay, now, so let's define what is synchronous learning. Synchronous learning takes place in real time or same time, while the trainer and learner are physically separated from each other or place shift. So like for example, nag-schedule si teacher natin sa atin na online class that is Monday, 7:30 a.m. So dapat within that day or within that time, ara kita sa atin nga online class or makasulod kita sa atin nga online class na schedule sa atin nga teacher. So even though it is online, so pwede kita makakollaborate with our peers and together with our teacher. So this is synchronous learning. So in synchronous learning, we have the classroom engagement. So the personal contact that you get through live video conferencing, lecture broadcast, or messenger chatting can make a lot easier to make the transitions. So essentially, you can have all the personal engagement of a classroom without getting all sketched out about germs during cold and flu. So this is an advantage for us. Like for example, during the cold and flu. So kung may ara sa atin yung mga peers or classmates na nagamasakit or nagahilanat, so hindi kita mahawaan sang sakit because our class is through online or through video. So ang ating mga video conferencing, mga lecture broadcast naton or mga messenger chatting naton have all the personal engagement of a classroom. Then we have also dynamic learning. So it is the superior way to learn. It is more dynamic exploration of topics, ideas, and concepts, and also speed and immediacy. So kung ang topics naton wala naton maintindihan, so pwede kita ask question or clarification with our teacher. And also we can learn also more ideas and concept with about the topics or the discussion. So like in sa ating mga video conferencing, for instance, it makes it possible to ask questions and receive answers mid-lesson. So muna time nga pwede kita ask question and clarification kung wala kita kaintindi. And also, maka-receive kita immediate feedback or answers sa aton nga pamangkot. To discourse and debate with classmates at a brisk and exciting pace. And also to collectively drive a conversation into unexpected new direction. And then we have also instructional depth. So we can interact regularly and frequently with your professor. So it is our time to ask question and clarification with the discussions or lessons na wala natin naintindihan. And also opportunity for us to face-to-face discussion. And we have individual guidance, and also we can establish mentorship. Okay, so in synchronous learning, so these are the examples. So we have the audio or video conferencing, online chat, instant messaging, and also live webcasting. So through this, we can collaborate with our peers and instructor. So that is synchronous learning. Then let's define what is asynchronous learning. So in asynchronous learning, the facilitator prepares the courseware materials before the course takes place. So ang facilitator ni siya, siya na ang nag-prepare sang mga courseware materials. So amo ning aton nga mga digital instructional material or mga educational software naton nga naga-facilitate sang aton nga teaching and learning. So like for example, sa ating mga quizzes, mga videos, and mga tutorials. So amo ni siya ang mga courseware na gina-upload sa aton nga facilitator nga pwede naton ma-access sa aton nga kung saan ulang kita may vacant time. So the learner is free to decide when he wants to study the courseware. So ang learner may free sila kung saan nila gusto i-open or i-access ang gin-upload sa ilang teacher. Kung saan ulang sila may free time or comfortable time. So in asynchronous learning, we have here the flexibility, or we have a flexible time. So if you've got a demanding schedule or weird hours, you're probably an asynchronous learner. So your learning will typically revolve around the materials that can be accessed on your own time. So kung saan ulang kita may available or comfortable or suitable or convenient time para sa atin. So though often within a set time frame like a week or two. So many mga materials. So materials might include text-based lecture notes, self-guided interactive learning modules, or pre-recorded lectures and podcast. So muna siya ang mga gina-upload sa atin nga instructor nga pwede natin ma-access sa atin nga vacant time. So asynchronous learning gives you the materials. So it's up to you to complete them at your convenience. So sa asynchronous, we have a flexible time. Kung saan lang kita available. Then pacing. So pacing is one of the most empowering features of asynchronous learning. So it's the fact that your experience is typically self-guided. So wala na kita diriya sang instructor or teacher because pwede na siya, gina-upload lang niya ang ating mga courseware kag pwede natin siya ma-open anytime, anywhere. So wala niya ma-instructor nga nag-guide sa aton. So you can read at your own, at your pace or view on your time. Or it means you can read or study the material that is comfortable, suitable, or convenient for you. So you can complete based on your understanding as opposed to the pressure to hit a deadline. So without feeling rushed or wala kita na pressure by the given deadlines. So if you're a quick learner, you can choose to power through materials and unit that comes easily to you. To shape your learning experience based on your needs as opposed to the tempo of the classroom. And next, we have affordability. So if one of the leading motives behind your online education is affordability. So there are countless opportunities to learn for learning that carry a lower price tag because they can be administered without day-to-day instruction. So this is one of the advantages of asynchronous learning. So affordability because it can reduce our financial burden or it can eliminate the cost. Like for example, kung ga-commute kita, so makasave kita. Okay, because no need na kita mag-travel. And also, kung ka-campus housing kita or kung nag-board kita, so makaless kita ang ating mga expenses. So though there are many asynchronous experiences in which you can and must interact directly with an instructor, often through methods of communication with high time latency like email or social media, there are just as many ways of learning without any professional support. So this is asynchronous learning. So here are the examples of asynchronous learning. So we can download our courseware through email. So pwede dira i-send sa aton nga facilitator or teacher sa aton mga email. And also we have the threaded discussion boards, web-based training, and also we can use DVD. So these are the examples of asynchronous learning. Then we have also the advantage of synchronous and asynchronous learning. So in synchronous learning, we have the real-time discussion. So here we can interact and collaborate with our teacher and classmates. And we have also real-time collaboration. And also we can give immediate feedbacks. And also facilitator can gauge understanding of the concepts. So the facilitator can assess or evaluate the level of the comprehension of their students with that particular subject, idea, or skills. And also motivation to complete assignment forms. Okay, so these are the advantages of synchronous learning. Then we have also advantages in asynchronous learning. So we have the anytime, anywhere learning. So we can access the courseware anytime, anywhere kung saan lang kita may vacant time. So we can access materials when convenient. And we have also opportunity to research the answer. So kung di natin siya maintindihan, so may aragi kita time nga ma-research ang aton nga answer. So we can also express thoughts without any interruptions. So these are the advantages of asynchronous learning. Then we have also the disadvantages of synchronous and asynchronous learning. So in synchronous learning, we have here the rigid schedule. So rigid schedule is strict and inflexible. So because you can change or adjust the given schedule or plan. So hindi na siya pwede ma-islan kung ano na ang na-schedule dira, amo na gina siya. Then we have also the difficulties. So amo ni siya mga unexpected problem naton sa aton nga mga equipment or sa software naton or sa system naton nga naga-disrupt sa aton nga mga operations or event. So like for example, mahina ang aton nga internet or gulpi lang nadula ang audio naton or may sang system errors. So these are the technical difficulties. Then we have also the lack of digital skills. So may pagiging sa aton nga hindi kabalo magamit sa mga computer or mga laptop. So like for example, nag-online class kita, so may pa iba hindi kabalo kung paano sila magsulod sa ilang online class or paano nila ma-access ang ginpasa nga mga assignment sa like for example sa aton nga Google Drive. Then also we have the lack of resources. So kulang kita sa mga resources because it is only a live interaction or sa online class lang kita ay. So kulang kita sa mga instructional tools like for example mga books, whiteboards, art supplies, and technology nga ginagamit gid naton sa aton nga sulod ka classroom. Okay, next we have the disadvantages in asynchronous learning. So we have here the isolation and the risk of apathy. So sa isolation and risk of apathy, so kulang kita sang social connection. And also ang ating mga estudyante develop lack of interest. So syempre madulaan kita sang interest kay wala kita ga communication sa aton nga teacher or wala kita ga collaborate sa aton nga mga classmates. So Also lack of face-to-face interaction with our peers and instructor, and lack of motivation, and also delayed feedback. So, syempre, kay delayed man kita magpasa, so maka-receive man kita sang delayed feedbacks with our instructor. And it's because the absence of real-time interaction. So, these are the disadvantages of asynchronous learning. So, therefore, asynchronous and asynchronous learning are two important approaches used in modern education, especially in online and blended learning environments. So synchronous learning allows students and teachers to interact in real time through live classes, discussions, or video conferences, which promotes immediate feedback, collaboration, and a sense of community. However, it is requires everyone to be present at the same time. So dapat kung nakaschedule kita within that time and within that day, so dapat nakasulod kita sa atin nga klase. So which can sometimes be challenging due to schedule conflicts or internet issues. Then on the other hand, asynchronous learning provides flexibility because students can access lessons, videos, and assignments at their own pace and time. So this method supports independent learning and allows learning to review materials whenever needed. So however, it may reduce real-time interaction and require stronger self-discipline from students. So that is asynchronous and asynchronous learning. So that's all my report. Thank you.